Following the Korean War armistice in 1953, South Korea's military was in disarray, poorly equipped, underfunded, and reliant on outdated tactics. With infrastructure destroyed and a divided peninsula, the ROK Army faced chronic shortages of modern weapons. U.S. military advisors began basic training programs, but the force lacked combat readiness. By 1957, South Korea had just 600,000 troops with World War II-era rifles, while North Korea's Soviet-backed forces held significant advantages. Massive U.S. military aid under the Mutual Defense Treaty 1953 became the lifeline for South Korea's defense. Over $3 billion worth of M1 Garand rifles, M113 APCs, and 105mm howitzers were delivered by 1965. U.S. advisors implemented modern infantry tactics, while Korean officers trained at Fort Benning. This period saw the establishment of the Korea Military Academy's standardized curricula, though reliance on American logistics revealed critical vulnerabilities. The Vietnam War became South Korea's proving ground. 312,853 troops served from 1964 to 1973, the largest foreign contingent after the U.S. The Tiger Division and Blue Dragon Brigade earned reputations for brutal efficiency in operations like Van Tung, 1966. Combat experience refined small unit tactics and exposed weaknesses in joint operations. Over 5,000 KIA and $1 billion in U.S. payments laid foundations for domestic arms development. Park Chung-hee's heavy chemical industrialization drive, 1973, birthed Korea's defense sector. The Agency for Defense Development, 1970, produced the K-1 rifle, 1974, and K-200 APC, 1978. By 1985, the Hyundai-built K-1 tank entered service, the first indigenous MBT with composite armor. This era saw 70% local production of munitions, reducing foreign dependence. Defense budgets grew to 6% of GDP amid North Korean provocations. The 1983 Rangoon bombing and 1987 KAL Flight 858 attack forced military modernization. South Korea deployed Nike Hercules missiles against northern infiltrations, while the Defense Security Command cracked down on spies. Annual Team Spirit exercises with U.S. troops peaked at 200,000 personnel. Border fortifications included the DMZ's reinforced concrete barriers and seismic sensors, a response to North Korea's tunnel discoveries. Though not combatants, South Korea's 314-strong support unit, Kwasser Hospital transportation teams, provided critical Gulf War logistics. This marked the first overseas deployment under UN mandate. The experience revealed gaps in CBRN defense and rapid deployment capabilities. Subsequent reforms created the Rapid Deployment Force, 1994, and increased strategic mobility budgets by 300%. Post-9/11 engagements saw South Korea emerge as a global security actor. The Dongmyeong Unit, 2007 to 2023, in Lebanon, deployed K-21 IFVs and counter-IED systems. In South Sudan, 2013 to 2020, engineers built infrastructure, while medical teams handled Ebola outbreaks. These missions tested interoperability with NATO forces and resulted in 23 UN commendations, enhancing international prestige. The 2010 Jomanen sinking accelerated defense tech investments. By 2020, South Korea fielded the world's first robotic sentry guns, SGR-A1, indigenous K-2 Black Panther tanks, and Hyunmoo ballistic missiles. Defense AI research budgets hit $250 million annually. The KF-21 Barame stealth fighter's 2022 maiden flight marked aerospace milestones, though engine dependency remains a challenge. Annual ROK-US exercises now involve 300,000 troops with F-35s and THAAD systems. The 2023 Sangyong drills integrated Australian, British, and Canadian forces, the largest amphibious maneuvers since World War II. South Korea leads in anti-submarine warfare, demonstrated during joint patrols with U.S. nuclear submarines. These operations validate O-Plan 5015 for decapitation strikes against Northern leadership. With defense exports surpassing $17 billion, 2022 including K-9 Thunders to Australia and submarines to Indonesia, South Korea is reshaping Indo-Pacific security. The new Space Operations Center counters growing threats from North Korean satellites. Plans for nuclear submarine development and aircraft carrier programs signal ambitions to become a full-spectrum military power by 2030.